Today, I'm chatting with Sydney Wagner with ProLiant. Sydney, I'm excited to have you on. You've spent practically your whole career in the payroll and HR industry, but you have a heavy focus on the restaurant space. You're also based in my old stomping grounds, Dallas-Fort Worth. So, first of all, since you've been around the restaurant industry for so long, do you consider yourself a foodie?
Of course. I say yes. Right now, I'm in the thick of motherhood, so anywhere that has good chicken nuggets or quesadillas, but my personal favorite, my personal favorite without the kids would be Uchi and Uchi Bar in Dallas.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I have not been there. Follow-up question, do you watch The Bear?
I have. It gives me too much anxiety to finish because I was there. I say I've been in hospitality for 20 years, but I was there. It's so real that it just gives me too much
Good.
anxiety to keep watching it. Yeah.
Triggers some PTSD from your
It does.
restaurant days.
It truly does. Yes, chef. I'm like, I can't do it.
Yeah, it is pretty intense. This is a segue into the topic and the questions I want to go over with you. You've been at APS, now you're at ProLiant. You have that strong focus on the restaurant industry. And you were at Restaurant 365, which services and caters to multi-unit restaurant operations. So you talk to restaurant owners, you've been in that industry for a while. What are some of the biggest challenges that restaurants face or that you hear from restaurant owners or operators in terms of payroll, HR, compliance, safety, all those tasks they have to keep up with?
So I've been in the restaurant tech space for a decade now. I also sit on the board of the Texas Restaurant Association here in Dallas, and
Saw
I
that.
hear complaints often or challenges often, not so much complaining, but a couple of things on the HR side is ACA compliance. The biggest challenge there is tracking an employee that can work at multiple locations and tracking their hours worked and seeing if they're ACA eligible if they're a part-time employee. Getting those notifications, that is very difficult. A lot of systems out there don't have that ability, and it's just something operators don't think about until they cross to that challenge. Another thing, tips I feel are always changing, no tax on tips. Tip to minimum wage calculations is a big thing. Tip pooling is also becoming a big headache in the restaurant industry. So having a system that can help streamline that process for you is amazing. Things like the New York and California labor laws, meal breaks, penalties, things like that. You have to track all of that, get notifications, alerts, OSHA tracking, safety track, certification tracking. Where does all of that live? In a filing cabinet behind you, on the floor, underneath your desk. That's the reality for operators right now.
Being in the HR tech industry for so long, we kind of have a distorted view of how businesses, especially small businesses, might operate. We always assume because we're really in tune to the latest technologies and systems and processes that are really like leading edge
Yeah.
of HR and compliance, but there's still so many small businesses working from spreadsheets, working from literal paper and pen and filing things away, like you said, in a cardboard box underneath the desk in the break room.
Yes. Yep. I was there. I was that person looking for vendor sheets through a filing cabinet. And depending on who's opening the back door when vendors get there, it just depends on where the information lives. A lot of operators don't know that this exists. It's here to help. We're just trying to get the word out. It doesn't have to be so hard. And a lot of operators are pirates, what I call them. They're bootstrapped. They
Yeah.
have a vision, they're good cooks, they want to scale, and they just don't have the know-how, truly. So yeah, that's where we try to come in.
The more vertical focused solutions, I think, are making a big impact in the market, and having tailored solutions for restaurants or for operators in the restaurant industry is really important. If you step back and you take a look at probably the biggest trend that's happening in the HR tech space right now is consolidation, right? A lot of the platform players are acquiring solutions, they're extending their tech stack, and they're really growing out horizontally to really try to become a one-stop shop for customers. There's a ton of examples of this going on. Are you seeing the same trend play out in the restaurant industry that we're seeing on the macro level across the space with this full suite platform play?
Oh yeah, you called it. It's a trend, I feel like. Back in the day, the payroll trend was to get benefit administration, time and attendance, all these things were standalones. Now it's that all-in-one platform, and that's just an HCM platform now. That's just expected of an HCM platform. But back in the day, the whole thing was all-in-one. So now that all-in-one is changing to a more broader service. So you can have your point of sale that has a payroll solution in it, and tip compliance and scheduling, and all these things that have typically been a standalone solution are now all funneling under one contract. I say one contract because a lot of the back end solutions that all funnel to that all-in-one are actually partnerships. They are acquired businesses, like you mentioned, trying to plug together and work together. And it's still, at the end of the day, a back-end integration. Now, when you're growing and you plan to scale, it's really important to get, in my opinion, the best-in-class solution. I've talked to so many operators that cannot lift, especially multi-unit locations that do not have the time or resources to lift a huge all-in-one platform. I always fall back on the best in breed. You want the best servicing, you want the best direct channel to that particular issue that you're trying to solve, and you don't want an all-in-one generalist for that.
And that's where the partnership ecosystem within HR tech plays such a big role. If it's a true embedded or fully integrated partnership, that allows the opportunity for businesses that have specific needs or wants in certain areas that might be point solutions, right? If there's a partnership in place that has a very established smooth integration set up where that data feeds in seamlessly, then that makes that much more feasible. Sydney, we can talk to you for another half hour, but this is an HR snack episode and not an HR full entree episode. Where can folks learn more about ProLiant and connect with you?
Check us out, ProLiant.com, or shoot me a text, 318-512-1975.
You just dropped your cell phone number on here.
Drop my cell phone. Do it. Call me.
Old.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Sydney.
Thank you. Bye.